morning, my friends. It is I, John, here in the studio. I've already finished my coffee this morning, and I am already on to water for the rest of the day. I wanted to hop on and talk about a little exchange I had with someone the other day on the channel. I put up a video talking about how to release the word can't, and how that in itself is the thing that stops you from achieving your goals. Your present moment belief, which is, by the way, very much something found in almost all spiritual ideologies. Buddha says, what you think you become, you create your world. Krishna says, thought by thought, you forge your destiny. Bible says, as a man thinketh, so is he. And what happens is people give up. They don't believe they can. And they don't realize it's the belief itself that is creating their experience. The belief that I can't will give you the experience of not being able to. The belief that I can will give you the experience of ability. The belief that I am brings it about. The Bible says, whatever you ask in God's name is granted if you have faith. But the struggle with that statement is not the I am statement, it's the faith statement. I had someone just yesterday try to argue with me that faith and belief are two different things. The thing is that's so interesting about that argument is that in the ancient texts, it's not two different things. People try to say it's two different things. Faith and belief are the same exact thing. They come from the same root words. They are literally meaning the same thing. And the word faith is an English word, and it's been translated through multiple variations from Hebrew to Greek to Latin to English. And in all of that translation, there's this schism. And the schism happens in the lines of the Christian faith itself, because in Christianity, they decided that faith does not mean belief any longer. They think it means belief in Jesus. And it starts to become a different thing than belief. But in the original texts, it simply means belief. And when you go back to the original text and you start to look at the original text, you find out that faith and belief are completely synonymous. Completely synonymous. And what's so interesting is someone came on to argue against the fact that I was saying that when you say you can't, you aren't going to be able to create the experience. And her actual comment, which made me kind of chuckle, the first thing she said was, for those of you who think you can't, understand it's not the same for everybody. And then it's okay to if you can't. And if you can just have faith and it'll be fine. Well, it's completely antithetical to everything I was talking about, and it was completely antithetical to everything Jeshua taught. It's completely antithetical to everything that Buddha and Krishna and all the rest taught. The idea that the belief that you can't itself is the reason why you'll have your can't experience. And when someone says it's faith, that's because they're coming from the idea of this ideology that faith is different from belief. But the word faith and belief are interchangeable in the ancient texts. They're completely interchangeable in the ancient text. And so it's a schism within the ideas, within the belief system. I believe that faith is more than belief. It's actually a fallacy, because they're taking that ideology from a later ideology. The original text that those ideologies come from say that it is simply belief, that faith and belief are synonymous. They're the same thing. And so what happens is people then will choose to believe that faith is something different from belief. And then they'll come on the channel and they'll try to put themselves in a position of authority to make themselves feel important. And what's interesting is a lot of people will come on my channel and they'll say, what John means is this, or they'll say something of that nature. And all they're really doing is trying to put themselves into a position of authority to make themselves feel powerful, like they know more than someone else. And what happens is they end up adding a complexity that is not there. Faith and belief mean the same thing, period. It's simple. In my very first regression, I literally said it's so simple we have a hard time comprehending it. And when you look at at these people who want to come on and be the authority and try to undo because of they're undoing what I'm speaking my truth about, just because they don't understand what I'm saying. They don't get what I'm saying because of the idea that they have this misunderstanding of what faith is. Because if you actually do the studies and you actually do the work, you find out they're the same thing. And what's so interesting about that is that it's simple. It's so simple, but these complexities of what the semantics are of these words, it puts people on paths away from themselves. And when you look at it as how can I find that feeling at the bottom of my breath? How can I find that connection at the bottom of my breath? Well, the way you do that is to first of all, simply exhale. But when you exhale, completely relax your body. Don't exhale thinking and looking for something to find. It's not in the mental process, it's in the feeling process. When someone sits down in faith and they go, and they finally let go in faith, what do they do naturally? They naturally exhale. They naturally feel that calm serenity, be still and know that I am God, right at the bottom of their breath. But they don't acknowledge that it's the breath itself that is a result of them choosing to let everything go. So, but they try to define it like in the story of Adam and Eve when they ate from the tree of knowledge, they got kicked out of paradise. This is a classic example of that. People are trying to be right and trying to go down these mental constructs of faith meaning something different from belief, and they're getting in the mindset. Well, when I say exhale, it's not, huh, is it there? Is it there? No, that's not the way it works. It's don't think about anything. Just completely relax. Our primal fear response holds air in. Every child walking around in their diapers, walking around, their stomach is going in and out because they have no life experiences that make them fear. Adults walk by and their chest is going in and out because they're reserving air in the bottom of their lungs because of their life experiences. What I'm telling you is if you simply let all the air out, at the same time, complete relaxation, you're going to feel this wonderful sensation. It's right there. That's right there. Because, the Sufis say that God is on one side of a veil and we're on the other side of the veil, and our life is a struggle against the veil, and the veil is our fears. And the Buddha says the secret to enlightenment is the eradication of fears. Well, what the exhale does is it shuts off the primal fight or flight response. It turns off fear. And when it turns off fear, and you're completely relaxed and safe, then you feel this overwhelming feeling of, God, that feels good. That is the sensation I'm talking about. When you go, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? That's the fear of not finding it. That's the fear of it not being there. You've got to release all of that. Don't think about anything. Just completely let your body relax and exhale. And you will feel the doorway to God. You will feel the connection to source. It's right there. It's easy to get to. It doesn't need semantics of a word, which means belief, uh, to get you there. It doesn't need a method, a modality, a technique. It just means for you to relax your body and exhale. God, it feels so good when you do that. And once you acknowledge that feeling is the direct connection to God, that feeling grows because now you know it's there and you believe it's there, and so you experience it more. But it's not about exhaling and looking for it. It's about just simply relaxing. Fully exhale, and I feel that feeling. That feeling is God. That feeling is the direct connection. And the argument this person made the other day on the channel was, when I sit in the silence, an overwhelming peace comes over me. Well, when she gets so relaxed in her moment of silence, she naturally exhales, and so she has the experience. She attributes it to faith instead of belief, which muddles the entire idea. Because the faith that she's actually talking about is the faith of a Christian belief. You know, in Christianity, it's faith in Jesus, it's not belief, right? It's faith. It's a greater knowing, right? And it's just simply belief, according to all of the etymology of the original texts that all of this stuff comes from. It just means believe. Now, when I say believe, belief and faith being the same, I back it up. I back it up with what I just said. All of that text, you can go into every ancient text, faith and belief are synonymous. The Bible, even the Bible uses it back and forth. Whatever you ask in God's name is granted if you have faith. When you pray, believe you shall receive and you shall. They're interchangeable. The word is interchangeable. So it comes back to this idea that I am doing this present moment declaration. I'm calming myself. I'm sitting down. I'm just allowing myself to completely relax and exhale. And right there is the faith of God. And when you look at it from the perspective, don't listen to anybody else's idea, even my own. Allow yourself to relax and just feel the feeling of the relaxation that comes with the bottom of the breath. And when you do that, you will start to acknowledge that feels good, and you'll start to go there more often because, oh, it feels so good just simply to exhale. Then you'll start to realize that feeling is your authentic self. That feeling is your direct connection to God. It's your oneness with God right there at the bottom of your breath, which comes when you believe it is right there at the bottom of your breath. And you, but don't let people with ideologies that are not based in anything other than their own chosen beliefs affect your ability to create your own way. Now, if you want to put your faith in whatever you want to put your faith in, that's fine. But if you really want to look at this idea from the perspective of what does faith and belief mean, according to the text that they come from, they mean the same thing. And it comes down to you just allowing your body to relax. So the best way I can help you find that feeling at the bottom of your breath is forget what everybody says, including me, and just simply go allow yourself to relax. When you find that you are completely relaxed, you will realize you have fully exhaled. And when you have fully exhaled, recognize the feeling of that relaxation because that is the doorway to God. And that's my thought on this. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.